Okay, in today's class, we are going to see about like continuous integration complete part. So completely from Git to the endpoint of Artifactory. So if you look for a diagram, CI/CD pipeline, okay. Let's on the old one. I have shared that particular photos with you, slides with you. So over here, like we will be doing till over here, Nexus or Artifactory. So we will be writing a code in Git and building building in Maven with the help of Jenkins, and then we will be pushing to Artifactory. So this particular section is called CI, so continuous integration. Then we are having different tools for continuous delivery. We can add those plugins, those tool plugins in Jenkins. So source code repository, Jenkins, Artifactory repo. Yes, we are on recording mode as of now. So first I will show you like if those who guys are like practicing with me, I want you, if you can, then I will go very slow. Can you please install Artifactory with me and let me know like whether they have installed or properly or not, because I have already installed Artifactory in my system, so I don't want like it to stop in the middle. So those who can practice with me, like those who have Jenkins already in their system, or those who have just a Java, they can install Artifactory. So it's just really based as simple. First requirement for Artifactory is we need to have Java. For those who don't know like how to install Java, please look into my previous videos and then set the path. If your Java is working, check for Java -version. This means your Java is working good. So now next what you need to do is you need to go to your browser, or you can use command called wget, and you need to check for artifact JFrog Artifactory download. Just go to JFrog's website, then you can find two packages over here. So join now, one is join now, another one is like JFrog Artifactory download latest version. There's a two thing. There's like another pull Docker image too, but you need to click on zip. Just download it. It will be downloaded to your particular wherever you have set your download folders. If you haven't set anything, then it will be in the basic download folder in download repository. So if you want to check, you can just go to your downloads, CD downloads, and you can just check ls-jfrog. So this is your package. So there are like these packages, like this one is my second one which I have downloaded. It's in like zip format. So first you need to unzip it. So unzip command is, let's this particular thing, because I have already unzipped this one, right? So I will just unzip this one. Unzip space JFrog Artifactory. Oh, control. Unzip JFrog space 1.zip. Okay. So I have just, this one is like copy, that's the reason it's not copying. Okay, or else I will just check for the normal one. The zip. So it unzipped for a new folder, like Artifactory has been unzipped. So what we need to do next is just go to CD JFrog. I will just clear it. CD Okay, JFrog. LS. Change directory to JFrog. JFrog dot whatever the package name which we have downloaded. We can check the package name. Like I have like more file. That's the reason it's not showing. If you guys don't have more file, if you press tab, then it will show the complete name. CD JFrog hyphen Artifactory whatever the version number is. Okay, it's with Artifactory. It's not with JFrog. It's starting with Artifactory over here. So just CD Artifactory. This is like the folder which we have unzipped. Just enter it and press LS. You can see these files over there, bin, etc. And this particular structure. You need to go to bin, CD, bin, then again LS. Then again what you need to do is you need to change permission for this particular file. Install service.sh. You need to just change the permission. You can check the permission for ls-l. We need to make this particular file as installation. So this particular file, it's already installation permission which I have given, but in your system, like just give 777 permission for this particular file. To give 777 permission, command is chmod space 777 that particular file name. Whatever the file name is, what is the file name? Install service. So chmod space 777 space install service dot sh and enter. Then that particular service is now executable. Then what you need to do is you need to install that particular file by just pressing //install.sh. That's it. This command will, what it will do is like it will install the Artifactory. Then after just entering, after this one, what you need to do is you need to enter sudo space service Artifactory status, which we have checked for Tomcat 2. As of, for me, it's showing Artifactory service as start, it's on, but for you guys it won't, so you need to enter another command is sudo service Artifactory instead of status, enter start. Then hit enter, your Artifactory will be downloaded and configured. So after installation of this particular file, Artifactory, you will see that particular Artifactory server on this local 8081. Because we have 8080 with Jenkins, that's the reason it went for 8081. If you don't have Jenkins, it will go to 8080. That is like local post for HTTPS. So as of now, you can see there is like this kind of particular page. It will take some time, around like 5 minutes to install. Then your Artifactory page will be installed. So this is our sample Artifactory page. It will have some default repositories by like Artifactory supporting packages. Then we will be having, this is our home page. This is our home page, and it will show like which version of Artifactory we are using. We are using Artifactory version 4.15.0. Then again, this will show for Artifactory repository browser. These are the repositories. Repositories means like folders or packages of that particular Artifactory. And there is another option over here is build browser. It will show you how many builds you have created. So by default, for logging in this, by default, ID password is admin and password is password. Okay. Okay, I will go slow from here again. I will show you for one more time. So what we did for installing Artifactory is, first we have installed Java. Normally Java, like what we were doing from like last week, we have installed Java. Then we have set the path for Java. And we have checked like whether Java is working or not by entering Java space hyphen version. Our Java is good. Then we went to browser and we clicked on zip over here in this particular zip or RPM. We clicked on zip file and we have downloaded that particular zip file. Then after downloading that particular zip file, we need to unzip it for installation. So we use unzip command, unzip space that particular file name, whatever the file name. So like unzip space jfrog artifactory.zip. It should be zip file. Then we have unzip it. Now after unzipping, we went to that particular folder which we have unzipped. So let's say this is the repository. Click enter over here. Then after entering to this particular repository, ls I just installed and started a service, ask for authentication password. What kind of service started after authentication? Cool. So like brother Muhammad has been practicing with me, so he got installation successfully. So you guys can also practice that. And I will let you know about like what is the difference between Git and Artifactory. Somewhat similar, but like they both have different features in that. So I will let you know about that. So after installing this particular package, I came inside this particular repository. Then I have checked like what all files it contains. I need to go to bin, cd space bin, then ls. I have checked what all files we have in this particular repository. So in this particular repository, I need to give execute permissions for this particular install service.sh. So I have given cmod. I can give 755. So I have given 777 install services.sh. Then I pressed enter. Then again what I did is I need to execute that particular script. Install service.sh, and then I hit enter. It will automatically start executing the script and it will automatically download files, supporting packages, libraries, and it will install. After that, I have checked whether its service is already started or not. To check that running services is service state Artifactory service name factory status, and for me it's running. Then again, if it's not running, then I can just hit enter. I have changed status to start, then hit enter. So now my Artifactory has been set up. Now what I need to do is enter over here. Like I have to go to this my browser by just entering localhost :8081. Hit enter. Then you will see this kind of page. By default, ID password for this Artifactory is admin and password is password. So you can after once you are logged in, you can change your ID password over here in admin, and you can allot who can see that particular Artifactory in users, groups, permissions, everything. There are like lots of more options. if you start exploring with it, then you will be getting, like, you can get more idea about it. Now what we will do is, like, we will set up a whole new job. Everyone, please, can you mute your... So what we will do is, like, I was using like an old previous jobs to check whether it's working properly or not. As of now, what we will do is, like, we will create a whole new project from Git. Then we will package it to GitHub. We'll push the packages to GitHub. Then we will package it using Maven in Jenkins. So I will create a whole new repository with new project. So this will be like a complete CI part. Okay. Now I'm on desktop. I will create a repository over here. Repository, our first app or first application or first test. Okay, yeah. My first app. Okay, CD first app. Now I'm in this repository. First, I need to make this repository as our Git repository. So what I need to do now, I need to initialize a Git. The init Git. Oh, sorry, Git init. So as of now, what we did is, like, we have initialized. Okay, someone is asking another question. This one, download Artifactory service, Artifactory check at unrecognized service. You have not installed properly, brother. Unrecognized service means you have to install it. First, you need to install it. So, like, have you run that script? How I am browsing desktop. This is not a server what I am using currently. It's just a desktop terminal. I'm not on server. I have not went to server. I have just shown you like GUI mode over there. So over here, what we are like, we just created a repository and then we have just initialized that particular Git init. So this is our first app repository. So now what we need to do is, like, we need to create a project. To create a project, what we need to do, we are creating a Maven project. So what we need to do is, right now, MVN Maven space. Anyone remember the command for how to initialize a Maven project for basic one? Does anyone know the Maven command? If yes, then please comment it over here. If you guys know it, then I will write it over here. MVN, yes. No, not MVN install. For creating our first project. What we will do for like creating a project, MVN install is for packaging. And it's like a last step. I'm asking about first step. It's MVN ARCH archetype :generate. This is a basic first command for creating a Maven project. So now over here it's asking me about like what should be a group ID. So let's say I have just giving like 700 as our group ID. 700 our group ID. Now it's asking me like choose any version number for this particular thing. So I'm just giving 6. Okay. Let's say 6. So it's asking me for group ID, first tab. Artifact ID should be our project name. Let's say any project application. Okay. Version number is the thing. I will give version number over here as 1.0.10.0.0.0. Okay, and I will show you what version number and where we can see this version number. Enter. Package first tab. Okay. Yes. So we can pass this whole command, like whatever we are passing, just in a single string. So there is a command which, if you follow that document, then it has that how to give this command in a single string. Next, hit enter. Our build is successful as of now. That means it has created a folder, the repositories in my first tab. Let's go and look first whether it has created or not.
So basically, brother, what we are doing here is we are we are creating a repo by using Git, that is first step, and we are using Maven to build that, to package that repo, what you created with Git.
We are using Maven. First, we are using Maven to create our project. So like in this particular project, it has created an application which is my Artifactory name over here. So if I go inside this, there is a pom.xml file and there is like Java code and web app. Inside Java, there will be first app. Inside this, there will be Java files. So this is our first demo. Like basically in companies, like developers will be writing a particular code in this particular repository and they will be pushing that. So all information about this particular pages will be stored in this .pom file, pom.xml file. So it will help a compiler to build a package from this repository. So did you got that?
Yeah. No. What I understood is like you are creating a repository by using Git. You type Git in it. You're creating a repository, and you're using Maven to package that repository. Is it what you're doing?
Yes. As of now, I'm not packaging it. The term packaging, as of now, I'm creating a basic project. Packaging will be like when I entered over here, mvn space install, then it will execute that particular file, then it will package it into .jar or .var file. So packaging is like second step. So what we are doing is like, what is CI/CD? Basically, before many companies were not using Jenkins, so there was no continuous integration. So developer used to do this manually. They used to create a project, they used to write a project in Maven, and then they used to compile it, and then they used to get a jar file. Then they used to deploy that to the particular server, different server. But we are in this as a DevOps role, as a build and release engineer. What we are doing is like we are removing more human efforts. Like we are just minimum human intervention. So we are using Jenkins for continuously. So like as of now, I'm just creating a basic project. From next time, whenever we push the code, whenever we push the change to GitHub, then it will automatically create a project and it will automatically deploy a package to Artifactory. In the back end, it will use Git, it will use Maven, and it will use all old tools. But instead of human, Jenkins will do everything. Is it clear?
Yes, brother.
Okay. So our build is successful as of now. So what I'm doing as of now is I will just push all this code to GitHub. To push this particular code, I need to first clone to my GitHub repository. So I will create a new repository over here. Let's say app, public repository, initialize, okay. Okay, this is my particular new repository on server. This may be your server at your company. It won't be GitHub. It will be Bitbucket or any kind of server. I have just copied this particular location, and now as of now I am just using git clone and then this particular thing. We have cloned that particular repository as of now. Now what I have to do is I have to git remote. I have to add this particular remote. Git remote, any name fit is this particular repository address. Okay, sorry. Git add remote. Add remote. Remote space add. Okay, this particular repository has been link has been added to FID. So whenever I have to use this particular link, I will use FID. So as of now, first I need to push all my files. I need to add and commit that. So git add star for all files. Then again git commit FNM testing app. Just it's a message, enter. It has created all the files. Now I need to pull the changes. Then again I need to push the changes. So git pull FID master. FID is that link name. Enter. So it is asking me to write this change. Okay. And enter and then exit. Okay. So I have pulled all the changes. Now I need to push all my changes. Git push feed master. It is asking me for ID and password for my GitHub repo. Okay. Okay. Okay, all my files have been pushed to this particular Git repository. So if I click refresh from here, the app folder, application folder, whatever we have created, it's there, and everything from this particular files are there. Now, what is our job is setting up Git repository. Now, what we did is like we have created a Git repository, Git server, then we have packaged, we have created a project in Maven. But we have not packaged it. So that our job will done by Jenkins. So first I need to change the address of my current Git repository in Jenkins. So I will check what is the current address over here. For that I need to go to manage Jenkins, configure, staging time. Okay. I will check whether I need to change it over here. No. Manage Jenkins global tool configuration. In older version of Jenkins, it's in configuration. It's in first one. Like if you are in company, this is like a 2.32 version. So if you are working for 1.6 or 1.7, so you won't be having this global tool configuration. So everything will be in configured system. So in this particular 2.0, so it's like global tool configuration separately there. So click on it. So whatever I need to do is like I can enter my Java. I have just enter like JDK. I can set the default. I can put install automatically too, but I have used my old Java from my laptop. So this is my Java home directory, which is like after installing your Java, I have shown like how to check this path and how to copy this particular path. Then again, this is my Git repository, like where I have installed Git in my local server, local laptop. Then again, Maven, then where I have installed Maven. So this particular configuration tool is about installing the particular, this configuration, the global tool configuration is for installation of particular softwares or particular application, particular plugins. So now I need to go back over here. I need to create a new job. So it's my first app. This is my Maven project. I have selected Maven project over here and hit OK. So I will get this particular page. Now what I am doing is, first over here, our source code management is Git. So click over here and add a GitHub repository. So where is my Git URL? Is my app. And then I need to copy this particular link and then paste it over here in Jenkins. Now I have to add credentials, so I can click add, but I'm using the same previous one. So you can just use add and you can write down your ID and password for this GitHub repository. So now my Git is set up. So my branch is, you can select which branch you want to either master, or if you have listened for the Git classes, so you can create your own branch over there. Then again, build whenever, so just remove this one because we are doing it manually, but depends upon the requirement, whatever you want to do. So you can just build trigger remotely, build after other projects, or build periodically. Then again, what is our build environment? So enable, what we need to select over here is provide configuration about items, resolve artifacts from Artifactory use. As of now, nothing. Our build.pom.xml, where is our pom.xml file? We need to go to our GitHub repository. And where is our pom.file? We need to add that particular location. So over here, it's /application/pom.xml. So before this XML, I will just write application. And is install. So before this, add pre-build is like nothing over here. Bash command shell. If you want to write any bash commands, Windows, if you are working with Windows, then you can assign like bash command over here. Or if you are using artifact MS build, you can just click over here. If you are using shell, this particular thing. But for build environments, you can click on Artifactory. I will just check over here. Okay, localhost 8080. This one I have created just for test. Okay. In this we have added Git. Then we haven't added build triggers. We have to add create format version number. So what we have created over here, do we have create format version number? Okay. So we can set this. It's not necessary though, but version number string could be anything, 1 point, let's say 10.0.0.0. It will automatically take the project date. So next it will take. Okay. So important step will be resolve artifacts from Artifactory. So this step is optional. As of now, you can just remove this step. So you can use this one. Resolve artifacts from Artifactory. So this is a particular Artifactory address, which is like you can see the localhost Artifactory, not this one, localhost 8081 Artifactory. So as of now, release repository. I can create our own repository over here instead of, so I will just create my own repository as first app. Snapshot, I will create the same, and usually we will create a different one for everything. First app. And this is, I haven't shown like where to configure Artifactory. So I will go to first how to configure Artifactory. So go to Jenkins, manage, configure system. In this configure system, you will see an option for, if you scroll down, you will see an option for Artifactory and Artifactory server. Okay. In this, you need to click over here for enable push to binary. Enable push to bin tray. It's like pushing your package from Artifactory, from Jenkins to Artifactory. Use the credential plugin. Is like this is a credential plugin where we will be assigning like user ID and password for this Artifactory. So this one is like particular thing for this credential is admin and password. This particular thing, and you can just write the same over here. And credential is admin and password, and just save. That's it. Like a small plugin. That's the reason this particular thing. And before that, like you can't find Artifactory directly. You need to install the plugin. You need to go to Manage Jenkins over here. Click on Manage Jenkins. Click on Manage Plugins. And just click on Available. And search for Artifactory plugin over here. Artifactory plugin. So as of now, like it's already installed. So it will show over here. So see, like you can search for this plugin, Artifactory plugin, and just click on it and just install it. So after this, you need to just go into build environment in your step, then resolve artifacts from Artifactories, Artifactory same, Artifactory server name, first tab. If you are working with say one Artifactory, but you are having different accounts. So example, there will be like one account global for everything. So one account what we have entered the ID and password works for global account. So like it's an admin, but they're like if it's just like for normal person. So if there is a special permission for a special repository, let's say like there is a special project, only your team is having access and only you are having access. So at that time you can just write your own credentials over here. You need to click add. Then click over here, just use your ID and password over here and just click add. So it will add your ID and password. So I don't want to override because I don't have much account. So if I want to override means it won't take that ID and password, it will take this one in our build step. So after this particular build environment, you need to enter build step. So if you want to, meanwhile, you want to add any kind of script in between, depends upon requirement, you can just add it over here in this particular area, pre-steps, add a build pre-step. Now I don't have anything, so I will add a build post-step. So what is a build pre-step and what is the build post-steps? So build pre-step is like it will done. So in this particular thing, our package will be created. So like it will be generated. So before that only what we have done is the pre-step before building a particular package. After particular building a package, we need to push this package to Artifactory. So that's the reason is post-step. After completion of this build, if it is successful, post our build to Artifactory. Is there any plugin similar to Artifactory in Jenkins? In case Artifactory is not used by the organization, what else option for? So apart from using Artifactory, my company doesn't use Artifactory plugin. We have created, like I have created a script. So we use like in Windows environment, I have created a PowerShell script. In previous class, what I was showing was like invoke web method request. So like for taking a package and pushing it onto a website or pushing onto a server. In last class, it doesn't work because I was using a 1.0 PowerShell, but it supports in 3.0 PowerShell. So same way, if you want to do without the plugin, then in shell, in Linux, we can use curl or we can use Python scripting to push a particular package from Jenkins to Artifactory. Apart from, if you are using Artifactory, JFrog Artifactory, then you can use JFrog Artifactory plugin. If you are using Nexus, then you can use Nexus plugin. Or else you can create your own script. Whatever things it will do, we can write those particular script with steps with the script, and we can just push particular package. Is it clear, brother? So mostly like if you want to get experience, you can create your own scripts and like you will be having like you can create your own job in your work environment and you can play with it like what all features you can add in that particular thing. So what next is like 4 steps. So it's showing me 3 options over here. Run only if build step is succeed. Run only if build succeeds or is unstable. Run regardless of build. Mostly we won't be using these 2 options. We will be always using this. If a build is successful till here, then push that package to Artifactory. Artifactory, what does it do is like it is like a storage. So every time like we will be running multiple projects in Jenkins. So every time we can't store that particular package to Jenkins server because there might be like 10 or 15 jobs running together. So what we will do is like we will just create a server as like a repository manager and then we will store our packages. It will be working same as like a Git, but Git is like for developers for frequently checking, but repository will be like our Artifactory. We do have an option of connecting our Artifactory to our database. So every time it is pushed to Artifactory, it will store in Artifactory as well as database. So it's having a more options to check what all things and what all restrictions we need to give, and it will also store library functions separately. So there's like many separate things apart from Git in this particular in Artifactory. That's the reason many companies use Artifactory as the repository management. Artifactory or Nexus or NuGet Pro mostly like are three famous tools. There are many others, but these 3 are quite famous. And we need to add post build step. And in this particular add post step, what we need to add is just Gradle. Okay. Then over here, add post actions and just click on deploy artifacts to Artifactory. So after build is created, that is not called as package. Now it's changed to artifacts. It's now artifacts. So artifacts are sending to Artifactory. Just terminology has been changed. So target release repository, we need to create for now we need to create one what we have created above, like first step. So my target repository will be, we can create a new or we can use that particular one. We can use like different for each thing. Snapshot, first, different value, first app. Staging configuration, none. Okay. So deploy even if build is unstable, we have not selected this one. Deploy Maven artifacts, include patterns and exclude patterns. I will show you like what is patterns in Artifactory. Filter excluded, and so capture, this all have been selected default. So nothing to change, apply and save. Let's build our project. I just saved it and just have clicked on build now. Let's see what it's doing in the back end. As of now, it's taken package from Git. Now it's okay. Build has been failed. So what's the reason build has been failed? So let's check over here. What did this first? It added a particular file from GitHub, and it started Java pom.xml scanning. What it's doing is downloading some files from metadata maven.plugin. So our Artifactory plugin has stopped. So error resolving a plugin, Maven plugin from repository local Jenkins M2 central. Plugin not found in plugin repository. So what changes I need to do it over here? testing, configure. So configure page, whenever we need to change anything, we need to go back to our configure page and we need to check. So it has failed to take packages from library. So what all packages we need to take is like, it will take, I have just entered, so you can just click like those who have installed right as of now, just click on refresh repository. So there will be like libs release. So I've just taken this one, refresh repositories, apply and save. Now I will run it again. It failed again. So it's showing the same error. So like it's throwing an error because of the package. So this is like a mostly like a whole process. Whatever we do is like, first we will set our Git source code repository. Then we will send to like build environment, and then we will just set this particular Maven version or version number. This is like an optional, but you can do it if you want to. Then just click on enable Artifactory release management. Then it will create like a release branch version per module, and then click on this one, resolve artifacts from Artifactory. So if you click on refresh properties, it will automatically take lib release from there. That is like library functions, and add ID password, and then click on build, like just give your particular name or number of this test and particular form file, and then it will push the particular package. So let's check in this particular package whether it will work or not. Won't work, I guess. Channel stop in our first application.jar. So those who were practicing, like, did they got this step or they are getting the same error? So let's say I will just run this particular plugin and check whether it will through or not. Build now. It's checking, it's building that particular package, and then test. All the tests have been applied over here, whatever was there in our Git repository with that particular Java file. Then again, after testing, if test is good and if you pass the test, it will create a build, and build is success and finish success. So over here where it pushed my build is like in testing, it's stored as like testing point 1.0. So where can I check? Over here you can see like testing or package has been pushed. So if you click on artifacts over here, and this is the repository which I have created already, and over here is like our test, and so over here you can see like it has been created today morning at 1, but latest modified is at 21:58. As it means like as of now. So to check more details about each and all artifacts, I have to click on builds, and over here you can see I have built it for 13 times. And if I click on this testing, then you can see over here there is a particular 13 build, and like at what time they have created and from where it has created, and it has all the information about that. If you click on this, it will be having all the information about general build info, how much time it will take, how much time it has taken to create that, and who was like admin, and publish module, environment, issues, and everything. From now, this is like a repository manager. From this particular step, now we will, after this particular step, what we will do in Jenkins is, for next step, we will create a post-build action. This is our continuous integration part. Now, as of continuous deployment, we will add like Chef server or Octopus deploy or any U deploy, and then we will be getting an option over here. Then we need to select that particular option, and then we need to configure where we need to deploy. Then it will automatically, whenever a package is created, it will store it in Artifactory. Then from there, it will send it to Octopus or Octopus will take from there, and it will send it to different environments. Like it can be QA, it can be staging, it can be development, or any kind of stage. So this was like an overall overview of continuous integration. So if you want to work as a build and release engineer, so there will be a position for DevOps engineer, build and release. So this part we have completed, build and release. If there is a position for SCM, source code management, so it is all about Git and related to Git and Jenkins. So this part will be one particular job. Then this Maven as well as building and pushing the Artifactory is another job. If you are having another position for DevOps, then it will include SCM, build and release, and then it will go to deployment. So deployment, you can learn deployment, like there are many tools now, like Chef is very famous. So I will check whether like I can install Chef on my system. Then I will show you how to install a Chef. Then from this particular repository, we will try to push that particular package to that particular environment. So it will be all like continuous integration as well as continuous deployment. So I will check like whether I can install Octopus as well as Chef, so I can show you complete process. Then if we will check like how to push of this same package in AWS. So I will be stopping our class recording till here. Then you guys can ask questions regarding today's class.